En Garde was developed by Fireplace Games, a French company based in Montpellier, which is in the south of France. Story-wise, you play as Adalia de Volador and are given some backstory that your character has had a few run-ins already with a rather mean-spirited Count Duke, a rather cartoonish villain with a moustache to fit the bill. He is displayed as being an overbearing and controlling dictator, with your character following the hero of the people trope, causing chaos for the establishment in various fashions in order to overthrow said Count Duke and free the people. I played far enough to have my first run-in with Count Duke directly, and also be introduced to the overarching grand plot that seems to be the driving force for the majority of the game, which is touted as involving a lot of explosives. Oh no! Gameplay-wise, it seems to be one of the simple to learn yet hard to master categories, with you only being introduced to a few buttons to start. You have the standard block, parry and dodge, as well as a kick to throw enemies off balance, knock them into environmental objects and the like, and this is where the crux of the combat lies. Direct combat with multiple enemies at once is not a forte your character possesses, which is an intended part of the game. You're encouraged, almost even required at times, to play unfairly against your opponents, using your wiles to outsmart them rather than taking them all on directly. Said tactics usually come in the form of kicking enemies downstairs, knocking them into each other, throwing jugs of wine at their heads to disorient them, setting them on fire, well-placed lantern tosses, etc., to name a few. All these are really used in tandem to get enemies on their own, to be able to finish them with a series of quick attacks, parries and dodges to down them for the count. To counter your tactics, enemies have a few tricks of their own up their sleeves, with a variety of different enemy types being gradually introduced akin to the Batman Arkham games. At first, you have your standard grunts, who you can just wail on to get rid of, which are followed by a slightly more advanced grunts that can't be kicked, need to be parried a couple of times and countered before you can defeat them. These in turn are also followed by several more units that I came across while I was playing, including, but not limited to, guard captains that have a shield and block all of your direct attacks, grenadiers that run away and lob explosives at you from a distance, and elite soldiers that you have to be dealing with constantly in a perfect series of attacks, dodges and parries. Otherwise, they replenish all their stamina at full, and you have to start the fight with them all over again. This brings me on nicely to the main meat of the combat. To defeat someone, you need to attack and damage them while their stamina bar is empty. You can complete this in a variety of different ways, usually attacking them directly, but parries and dodges also work to reduce their stamina level. Elemental effects can also be applied to assist with this. For example, throwing a jug at someone's head to disorient them allows for a follow-up critical strike which deals double damage to their stamina bar and makes defeating them much faster. Apart from your sword, wiles and environment, you also acquire abilities throughout the game that can be used to turn the tide of battle in your favour, including a strong stabbing strike to deal massive damage to someone's stamina, and a whirlwind attack that can be used to knock everyone in the vicinity down and enable a quick getaway to a more advantageous position to enable the use of aforementioned guerrilla tactics. As a side note, when you play far enough, you also unlock an arena mode where you can engage in various challenge combat situations, testing your skills against different scenarios and putting your skills to the test. At time of writing, I have not finished the game, but have played far enough to come to the conclusion that I thoroughly enjoy the gameplay, despite not being fantastic at the combat, and can't wait to play more when I find the time. I would recommend this to anyone who thinks it looks interesting and or enjoys the Batman Arkham style of combat. I am also happy to report that the game runs flawlessly on the Steam Deck and I had no issues with it. A few people online did report issues, however there are setups that people are offering to assist if anyone encounter any issues. Please like, comment and subscribe if you enjoyed the video or found anything useful. Have a wonderful day. See you next time.
Cheater! Reprobate! This won't go unpunished! Just you wait!
The Count Duke was hell-bent on destroying these portraits, but I'm nothing if not a passionate defender of the art. So I made sure